So if we're going to calculate something called the giveback ratio, I think we need just a small number of metrics that we're going to look at. So we're going to look at what's the average spend. Let's say the average spend is $100. Makes the math pretty easy. And then we say, what do we think that our loyalty program can do for us in terms of driving incremental spend? So let's say that we can get an incremental spend of 10%. Again, because we're going to keep the math easy. So now we say, well, what does a consumer expect? Well, we've all seen in lots of loyalty programs, they're trained to expect anywhere from 1% back on credit cards to 10% back on fast food restaurants. So let's say that they want the give back is 10%. So it's like we're talking about a restaurant. Buy 10 sandwiches, get one free. Buy 10 coffees, get one free. So there's one more that we want to look at, and this is going to be the percent allowable. So this would be what percent of the incremental spend that we're willing to use to fund rewards. So let's say in this case it's 20%. So from this we can calculate a metric that we call the giveback ratio, and let's do that, and then we'll talk about what we can do with this giveback ratio. It's pretty simple. So what we think we're going to see is we're going to see $110 is the new spend level, and the consumer is going to expect to get $11. And we're going to be willing to spend $2 to get that extra $10. So now we can calculate the giveback ratio equals 2 over 11 equals 0.18. That's all nice, but what do you do with this 0.18? Well, 0.18 says if I can buy the kind of reward a consumer's going to expect, $1 worth for 18 cents, then I can break even on this program. If it costs me more than 18 cents to buy the reward with a value of $1 that the consumer thinks they've earned, then I'm going to lose money on this program. And if I can buy that $1 worth of value for less than 18 cents, then I'm going to have positive ROI in this program. So it's very subjective, obviously, because you're looking at this allowable percentage. This is what you have to decide that you're willing to give back, keeping in mind that oftentimes there's going to be margin and there's going to be overhead associated with it. So you can't say, I'm willing to give up to 99% of the incremental and still break even. You have to come up and do this. In many cases, 20% is reasonable. Some guys are looking at 5% when they have a very low margin category. And so this 18 here becomes a metric that now we can use to gauge what's happening very quickly with any loyalty program.